Okay, so people have things to study, so that people have something to study from. We're going to record the answers to our homework in our little review session before our quiz, so that if you don't understand what's going on and you can't make it to extra help, then this is something that you should watch. Or if you do bad on your quiz, this is something that you should watch so that it maybe it will help you. So let's do question number 1 together. So this is homework answers. Was everybody okay with number 1? You were? 4, 5, and 6 that you don't get? Okay. Hey, enough. Okay. All right. So let's do number 1 together. So you have 27 over 36x over x squared, right? What's the first thing that we do? Thank you. Separate the x's. Yeah, great job. So this is going to be 27x over 36 and 2 x's. Now what do we do next? Hannah, is that what you were going to say? Yeah, we're going to cross out these x's right here. And this right here we're going to have to reduce, and it becomes 3/4, and we did that using our calculator. 3 over 4x. Very, very nice. Now let's do question number 2. A big part of your quiz today is factoring. Yeah, we have a 14-point quiz today. There's 7 questions. 4 of which are multiple choice, and 2 of which are short answer where you have to show your work. So 18x plus 30 over 9x. Now you have to, for this particular problem, you have to say to yourself, self, what is the greatest common factor of 18x and 30? 6. And let's pull 6 out. So we're going to pull 6 out. 18 divided by 6 is 3x. 30 divided by 6 is 5. And the bottom we have 9x. Now, this is separated by addition or subtraction. 3x plus 5 is separated by addition or subtraction. So there's nothing that we can do. So it's these. Only that 6 and that 9 right there are the only things that we can reduce. And what does 6 and 9 reduce down to being? 2 and 3. Very nice. This is a 2, and this is a 3 because 3 both goes into them. And your final answer for this one is going to be 2, 3x plus 5 over 3x. Final answer. That's it. Let's put a box around this one too, because that's how I like to show my answers. Whoops. Now let's do question number 3. Question number 3. So what was question number 3? I think it was x squared minus 1 over. Okay, so this one, now notice the difference. Notice the difference in all the problems, how they're getting harder and what we're having to do. If you don't see any addition or subtraction signs, like in question number 1, then you just break it down and reduce. If you see an addition or subtraction symbol, then you're going to have to factor. Do you see addition or subtraction symbols in this? So we have to factor. Okay, so what does the top factor into being? Nope. X plus 1 and x minus 1. Very nice. And what about the bottom? Yep, 5 times x minus 1. And we see that things perfectly match. Those reduce away, and you're left with x plus 1 over 5. Dan. Let's do number 4. Let's do number 4. What was number 4? What is it? X minus 4. This is a pattern I told you about, right? Two things exactly reversed by subtraction. What do they become? -1. Problem number 5 looks like a lot of problems on your quiz today. All right? Lots of factoring. Lots of factoring. So here we go. Here we go. But these are easy problems if you can factor. The top term, the numerator, has to multiply. You got to think of some numbers that multiply to be 12 and add to be 7. Can you guys think of any numbers that multiply to be 12 and add to be 7? 4. 4 and 3, yeah. So here's what we do. We do x plus 4 into x plus 3. Very nice. In the bottom, that's a pattern. Not all factoring is the same. That's the difference of two perfect squares. Kana? Yep, it's going to be x plus 4 into x minus 4. And then two things match. We cross out, and here's your final answer. That's it. That's it. Last one, and then we're going to do some skills practice for you so that you have practice underneath your belt, and then we're going to get our quiz underway. Problem number 6, the top. There are only two terms, right? What does it factor into being? What do they both have in common? They both have x in common. So you factor out an x, and it's going to be x times x minus 3. Now the bottom is different, right? Look, it's 3 terms. So give me some terms, whoops. Give me some numbers that multiply to be -3, but multiply to be +3, but add to be -4. Yeah, so it's x minus 3, x minus 1. The minus 3's cancel. And you're left with just x over x minus 1. And that's it. Skills practice. Skills practice for your quiz. The first thing I think, one skill that you need to be able to do is recognize when you can reduce things and when you cannot. Let's do this. What happens if I have x over 3x? Can that be reduced? Yes, it can, because there is no addition or subtraction going on, and so these two will cancel away, and so it's 1/3. The 3 is, it cannot just be 3, because the 3 is in the bottom of a fraction. 1/3 is very different than 3. Where does the great question? The question was asked, where does the 1 come from when the x is canceled? When you reduce things like this, really they become 1s. And so it's like 3 times 1 is 3, and you're only left with a 1 on top. Another skills practice. We have x squared minus 5x. Could you do me a favor? Can you factor that? What is it? Yep, x into x minus 5. So let's practice again. Let's practice again. Suppose now you have something like this, right? Looks very similar to it. Very similar to it. But notice that the second term, this term over here, doesn't have an x. This, very nice. Yeah, it's going to be x take away 5 and x plus 5. Very, very nice. Guys, let's just make sure that you can do items when they're reversed. Suppose I have 10x plus x squared. What's that factor into being? Close. 10 plus x. It's not a good idea to reorganize them unless I do. So leave it like that. You're good to go. Okay, let's play again. Suppose now I have something that looks like this. What does that factor into being? Jose. Very nice. 7 minus x and 7 plus x. It's excellent. It's basically the same thing as these. These two are related. They're just reversed a little bit. It's perfect. Let's do problem number 6. Suppose I have x squared plus 6x plus 5. What's that factor into being? Marcella? Marcella, there are 3 terms here. Give me something that would multiply to be positive 5, but add to be 6. 5 and 1. Very nice. And so this factors into being x plus 5 and x plus 1.